Let's bring in Shahar Azani. He is a former diplomat with Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs and former spokesman for the Consulate General of Israel in New York City. I guess the world is getting a view of what Hamas methods are and their absolute brutality and inhumanity. But as I was just speaking about with Trey, there will be repercussions for whatever Israel does in the Gaza Strip. Is the country ready to, mentally, I guess, ready for that kind of criticism that is sure to be coming down the pike?
Well, John, we are at a completely different stage in our conflict with Hamas. I want to remind our viewers that as Israelis were dragged back into Gaza, soldiers, innocent women, children, girls, toddlers, mothers, Holocaust survivors, it was Israel on its own initiative that left the Gaza Strip in 2005 in the hope that if the Palestinians receive a strip of land, they'll be able to turn it into, and I'm using a term that we used then, Singapore of the Middle East. In a matter of a year, Hamas took over the Gaza Strip, ousted the Fatah movement, which controlled the Palestinian Authority, which controlled the Gaza Strip, threw those people off the roofs. And in the course of the years ever since, it simply escalated its campaign against Israel, not using an ounce of its capabilities to provide anything for Gazans when it comes to infrastructure, facilities, and a better life, focusing on its death and destruction wish vis-a-vis Israel. And what we've seen on Saturday was something that Israelis have never believed we will ever see. These were sites belonging to the War of Independence in Israel in 1948. I want to tell you something. Our late Prime Minister Golda Meir had a saying. She used to say that if Arabs put down their guns, there will be peace. But if Israel puts down their weapons, there will be massacre. And this is something that we've been used to repeating, but we've never envisioned it to really be a reality. On Saturday, this was our reality.
So you have sympathy for the innocent civilians of Gaza, but Hamas has thoroughly infiltrated the place.
Well, the Palestinian civilians in Gaza are cannon fodder for Hamas. I want to tell you, John, that in the course of the past year, Israel allowed 20,000 Palestinian workers to leave the Gaza Strip and come into Israel to provide livelihood for their families. Is this what a cruel enemy would do? But in exchange, Hamas gave us a massacre, rape, butcher, slaughter, and murder of innocents. And I will tell you that even though Israelis' eyes are tearing at the moment, they are also fiery eyes, fiery with determinations and the knowledge that Hamas will pay and will pay dearly for what they have done.
But Hamas doesn't do anything without the say-so from Iran, and Iran, according to the Wall Street Journal, was heavily involved in the planning here. Do you expect there will be a response to Iran?
Well, like a former ambassador, Michael Oren, said, nothing can be ruled out. We've known Iran's nefarious role in the region for years. I can tell you that even myself, as a young Israeli soldier in the IDF back in the 90s, I remember Iran paying money to Islamic Jihad and Hamas in exchange for perpetrating suicide bombings in Israeli schools, hospitals, coffee shops, on buses, paying them, John, by the head, the younger, the mothers, the pregnant. This is the nefarious nature of the evil Iranian regime and its tentacles in Lebanon through Hezbollah. Look at the state of Lebanon at the moment. In Yemen, look at the state of Yemen, and in the Palestinian territories through its proxies. And even Iran itself will pay a price for that kind of support. Israel will take every measure possible to defend its citizens from now on in a way that hasn't been seen, because no viable nation, John, can live under such circumstances. You mentioned that Americans have been killed in the attack. Some may be held hostage, and other nations. This is how this should be viewed, as an attack on humanity, as an attack on civilization. And for me to know that in this day in New York, there were people standing in Times Square chanting support for such massacre. These are not people. These are not human beings.
They are in the minority, at least. Shahar Azani, former Israeli diplomat, we thank you for your time tonight.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.